Hey y'all, good evening. My name is Victoria B. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'll be delivering a prophetic message. If sometimes you're wondering if who is for you or who is against you, because sometimes people wear a false mask. Some people come in and they seem like they're the nicest people in the world and they're your best friend and they don't mean you any type of harm. It could be a friend, a family member, anybody you can think of, a coworker, anybody you can think of, okay? Those of us that are spiritually gifted would be able to see this, okay? All you need to do is pray. Pray to God. I'm going to show you my cards. Ascended Master Jesus. Pray to Jesus. He's with you. If you pray, you will see the signs of who is for you or against you. Call on him. Also, our spiritual gifts, the good spiritual gifts, come from God. All of our spiritual gifts come from God. Some people's spiritual gifts, they go the other way. They go down the dark path. And they may manifest faster, but they lose it in the end, okay? But if you stay with God, your spiritual blessings, your success, your prosperity, your family life, everything will go well for you, okay? 333, Holy Trinity, Ascended Masters, Angels, Prayers Answered. Angels, connection to the angelic realm. Those of you that know you are connected to the angelic realm, most likely if you're watching this, you have spiritual gifts. We know they come from God. They don't come from anywhere else. If they come from anywhere else, they're not good. They're dark. Okay? Angels are with you. Call on them, your angels. And you want to have a soul connection with God before you can... Above all else, you want to have a soul connection with God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay? So let me go back to what I was going to do. I'm going to read out of the Bible. I'm going to tell you where your spiritual gifts come from. Okay? If you're an empath, if you're intuitive, you're a psychic, or you have premonitions, you have good discernment. I'm going to tell you where these gifts come from. The ones that matter, the ones that are of light, not of the dark. This is the light I'm talking about, okay? I'm not talking about to you dark people out there, okay? So let's read 1 Corinthians chapter, let's see, hold on just a minute, bear with me. First Corinthians chapter 12, okay, the whole chapter 12, verses 1 through 11. Like I said, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1 through 11. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. This is where our spiritual gifts come from. Okay, concerning spiritual gifts. Now, about the gifts of the Spirit, brothers and sisters, I do not want you to be uninformed. You know that when you were pagans, somehow or other you were influenced and led astray to mute idols. Mute idols are idols that cannot talk, okay? They're just a statue. Therefore, I want you to know that no one who is speaking by the Spirit of God says, Jesus be cursed. And no one can say, Jesus is Lord, except by the Holy Spirit. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in every one, it is the same God at work. Now, to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one, there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom. To another, a message of knowledge by the means of the same Spirit. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, gifts of healing by that one Spirit. To another, miraculous powers. To another, prophecy. To another, distinguishing between spirits, and that's called discernment of spirits, being able to distinguish between a good spirit and a bad spirit. To another, speaking in different kinds of tongues, and still another, the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and of the same Spirit, and he distributes them to each one just as he determines. Okay. Not everybody has spiritual gifts. Not everybody is gifted. Okay. Not everybody taps into those gifts. Some people are just it never happens because they don't believe, they don't have any, they're not spiritual. They just don't have that with them. God chooses and picks who he gives these gifts to. A lot of times you don't get gifts because maybe you've been given a gift and you abuse it, so it gets taken away if you abuse your gifts too much. But I believe the gifts come from God, just every gift that you have. In other words, let's look at one, premonitions. Feeling that something is about to happen, or foreshadowing. So you might be one of those people that can feel like something is going to happen before it actually happens. Okay? So that's prophecy. All right? Gifts of healing. You're able to heal people. Okay? That's another gift that God gives to some people. Some people God gives discernment of spirits. Being able to distinguish between spirits, good or bad. And some people can interpret tongues. All right, all these are gifts from God, okay? So, what I'm trying to say is if you have a hard time discerning between a good person and a bad person, between a person that means you harm or a person that means you good, okay, all you do is ask God to give you discernment, to give you wisdom, to reveal that person, to where the source of the dark spirit is coming from, okay? So all you need to do is pray and ask. Okay? And if you don't have this gift, you should go to someone that does have this gift. Okay? Someone that can, and this, like I said, premonitions, prophecy, healing, discernment of spirits, interpretation of tongues. All right? Manifestation. Some people are good at manifestation gifts. These are people that are spiritually ascended. They're going through, you might be going through some kind of spiritual ascension right now. If you are, you may be feeling a little confused. You may be feeling like you're changing. Believe me, it's temporary. It will pass. Okay? So you need to trust in God, trust in your angels, because you are becoming part of the spiritual realm. And you can also connect with your ancestors as well. Your ancestors can give you very valuable information. Also, Archangel Michael. And we have him again, 444. Archangel Michael, angelic guidance, protection, communication. And spirit guides. Spirit guides are your like-minded people. You could have spirit guides here on earth. You could have spirit guides in heaven. You could have ancestors. But it comes from God. All this comes from God. 333, the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is where your gifts come from. All right. They don't just give these out to everybody. They don't just give these gifts to anybody. Because some people, if they get these gifts, they misuse them. Okay, and that's where they go into the dark side. Okay, if you go into the dark side, you might get away with it for a while, but eventually the devil will come to collect. Okay? And you'll lose your soul. Anyway, I'm just talking about if you have any problems determining a good spirit, a bad spirit, or a good person versus a bad person, a person that means you harm or means you good, you pray and ask God to reveal that to you. Or you go to someone that has this gift. Okay? I'm just telling you. But this is where your gifts come from. They come from God. This is one area of the Bible that was very plain, so this is why I chose to read this. But anyway, if you need to know that, then that's how you get your information. Because sometimes a dark spirit, Satan himself comes as an angel of light. Okay, sometimes somebody can have the face of an angel, They can have the best personality, the best charisma, but inside they're dark. They're a dark spirit. And sometimes it takes someone with discernment to see this. So I hope this message helps someone out there. Anyway, I'm hoping that I help somebody. And somebody said on my last video that I was repetitive. Whoever that was, I'm repetitive because I do repeat myself because I want to make sure you heard the message. So I am sorry I offended somebody and they said I'm repetitive. Oh well. Obviously, this message is not for you, or you don't believe in God, or you don't believe in this type of thing, so you don't need to watch this video. Okay? Anyway, take heed to what I said. Pray to God for guidance, for discernment. And if you don't have that type of gift, go to someone who has this type of gift. Okay? Anyway, that's my message, and I hope that it helps someone out there. And yes, I repeat myself so you will understand this. All right? You guys have a blessed night, morning, evening, wherever you are in the country, and I will see you in my next video. God bless.